Hello and welcome to another episode of Andy's Chomping at the Bit, brought to you by Big Andy Media, the official sponsor of every Friday episode of Andy's Chomping at the Bit. So, today I decided I was going to talk about opportunity. Enough has gone by and happened in my life that I figured it'd be worth sharing. But I want to cover opportunity as a whole today as a topic as well. So, one of the things I want to cover is talking about some past opportunities and that I've had in my life, and the benefit of looking at the past opportunities. So, one of the things that you hear and learn early on in recovery, and it's a very strong part of recovery. I mean, it's a strong part of life as a whole, not just recovery. Is to focus on the present. You often hear, "Don't worry about the past or the future; just worry about the present." And that is very, very sound advice. But I want to play slightly devil's advocate on the whole thing, as far as strictly don't think about anything else, because there is some positive to reflecting from time to time, not getting stuck in the past, not worrying about something that's already happened, but reflecting on it. You can look back at things in the past, and gain appreciation for those times, or gain appreciation for where you are at now, and also looking at the past opportunities that happened. And I'm going to cover what I'm saying by opportunity a little bit. In a little bit here, I'll cover that. But there's bad things that happen in your life, or they come off as bad challenges that happen in your life that you learn from, you grow from, you make changes in your life from those moments. And it's good to, from time to time, I feel, just reflect and look at those moments as a reminder of those lessons. I'm not saying get stuck on it, don't dwell on it. If it's really hard on you, there's certain things that you have to take into context of, or you have to put in its place. So none of the things I say are, or very few things I say are black and white across the board things. You have to find when each one works in each situation. But I can say, for instance, for my addiction, let me cover the negatives here. So, I struggled with, you guys already know about the addiction part, for the most part. And I also, I had multiple opportunities to get help. In fact, 2017, I went to treatment in 2017 for addiction. And I got out, and 3 weeks later, I relapsed. And I was continuing the pattern, not going to treatment necessarily, but cleaning up, relapsing. I'd clean up for a few days, relapse. It got worse and worse every time. And I continue to talk about these moments. I continue to remember these moments and reflect on these moments of the past year, because I learned from them. I learned the hard way, but I did learn from them, and I remember those moments. And by remembering them and reflecting on those moments from time to time, which in my case is frequently, it allows me to remember the lessons that I learned as well. It helps me see where I was, and I appreciate where I am today so much more because of that. And I can appreciate now those struggling moments, the growth I gained from them. And that's that's a hard one to swallow because I wouldn't wish struggling with addiction on my worst enemy, and I definitely wouldn't wish sexual assault on anyone as well. That is a tough one to swallow and deal with. Um, but there are things I gain from them. As creepy as crazy as that sounds, especially the sexual assault one. But so I'll cover that real quick. What are the things I learned from that? Well, I had the opportunity to share my experiences with others. I had the opportunity to learn how to forgive someone I didn't like, um, but learning to forgive them for my sake, not necessarily for theirs. I didn't forgive him because he deserves it. I forgave him because I deserve it, and that's a weird it's a weird concept to grasp when you're hurting. But I needed to do that, and that was a lesson that man was that a hard lesson, and I don't like it. And I still struggle um, with those that past that psychologically it still affects me quite a bit. But that lesson I learned from there, the forgiveness in such a hard time, I can take that lesson and apply it in other areas of my life. I can apply it to things today. I can apply it to things that haven't even happened yet that will be someday. Uh, and it's a freeing lesson. It's painful to do. It's hard to do, but it's a freeing lesson learned. Um, so that's just example as far as how looking back and reminding myself of the past, like the sexual assaults, how it still holds value today, and then I'm able to share. I'm able to share with you guys exactly how some of these horrific events have helped me as I grew past them, as I learned to live with the scars. Um, it so that's why I look at the past on the occasion. I don't want to get stuck in the past, but I don't want to forget the past either. Some areas I wish I could, but like I said, there's lessons to be learned from the past. So but there's also a lot of good things that happened in the past. There's a lot of positive memories, and you want to remember those too. You want to when you look at those opportunities that you had from the past that you got to experience, the people you got to meet, the things that you got to do, the good things, and those are powerful moments to remember. Also, looking back at all those good opportunities you had, um, and sometimes those are harder to look back at than the negative, the struggle, I should say, the struggling moments that were opportunities. Because when you look at the opportunities that created great memories, especially if they were brief moments of your past, it can be hard to do that because that's when you can get caught, or that's where I get caught at least. You know, daydreaming, so to speak, in a way that not in a non-productive way because I can't go back in time. There's moments that I loved. I mean, I'll just cut right to it. So behind me, if you guys haven't noticed, I have a lot of not just photos from the past. Well, mainly photos from the past, but there's some of the more special moments in my life. So let's see. I've got my time when I was doing musical theater here in high school. And right here, this was my life in high school as far as the performing arts goes. And that was a great open house gift, actually, by Deb Patton. Thank you, Deb Patton. I still have it, and I still love it. Thank you. And I appreciate it more and more every day as it goes by. Also, I have my you know, times with hockey and athletics in general. So I have Mother Mary here from Brazil, and yeah, actually, I think it got knocked off a counter at some point, and it's made of stone, so her head broke off, and I had to glue it back on. But she's good now. Um, but those things, those memories that were created from all those opportunities. How many people get to go to Brazil? I mean, it's not exactly an everyday thing for a lot of people, and get to perform like I was at Mona Shores, getting the opportunity to perform in the Singing Christmas Tree, America's tallest singing Christmas tree. And for those of you that somehow don't know what the Singing Christmas Tree is, Google it. It's worth checking out. Uh, Absolutely amazing opportunity. And so I struggled with that, letting go of those moments because I felt that when they were over, there was nothing left, and that was a scary moment. And so, and it can hold you back. It held me back from getting to experience new opportunities. Because I liked those moments. I didn't want things to change. I was happy where I was at, and I was just freeze time. Let me live this life forever. That was the moment. So comfortable. There's that word, comfort. That can be a very, very counterproductive feeling. So instead of just going on the past year, I'm also going to talk about the present. So there's always new opportunities as well. In life we have challenges we face are opportunities. We don't always like the moments. We don't always like the things that happen. Sometimes they're painful. Sometimes they're physically. Sometimes they're emotionally. But they're opportunities nonetheless. It's how you choose to look at it. I literally put up today on my board that positive change starts with attitude. One of those things they can do with your attitude is starting to change the way you view things. So, troubled times, that's a step in the right direction. Then I go to challenges. Challenges is a little more positive. It's a little bit better attitude, outlook on everything. Well, then, now I'm to the point where I still mention challenges, but I don't say, in my mind, it's not as a bad thing. It's just explaining the hard points of an opportunity. So I still face those moments today. There's parts of my recovery because I've been clean now since September 7th of 2022. And they say it can take I believe it takes up to 3 years for the brain to completely heal as best it will. I mean, there's some things that can be permanent. But I still notice some of the differences. A lot of it has to do with my focus ability to hear, not hear, but comprehend what I'm hearing. So if there's a lot of background noise, and I'm not 100% sure if that was from the addiction, the usage time, or if that was from concussions. But I'm noticing it more. So, I mean, technically I could have got a concussion while I was using, so it could have been a really bad combo at some point. But there's also a lot of good opportunities, and so a couple of them that I have recently had the fortune of, and so in my recovery I have met some wonderful people, and by sharing my life with people, I've been able to gain these new experiences, new opportunities. And so one of them is I'll be doing public speaking coming up here, and professionally speaking. So it'll also be going back into doing some performing musically as well. And while I'm familiar with performing music and professionally performing music, and I have experience doing public speaking. In fact, this past, was it October or November, I got to speak at Pentwater Public Schools. Really cool opportunity. Um, but I've never done public speaking professionally, so this will be an interesting change. And the combination of this opportunity, these opportunities, um, it's very exciting for me. Very, very exciting. But it can also be a bit scary too. I mean, there's the excitement is what drives me past the fear. And the reason it can be scary, it can be uncomfortable, is because it is a big change. It's a huge change. It's an amazing opportunity. But the opportunity requires me to travel the unknown a bit, to make a big step, not just a small step, a big step, a big leap of faith. Though it's not blind faith, I can tell you that right now. It's well guided, but it's still change. And the excitement is what drives me to do it. Because I know it's a good thing, and I know that even though it's a big jump and it's going outside of the comfort zone, the reward from the opportunity is beyond measure, beyond my own comprehension. I mean, success or fail, I learn. It's an opportunity. It's an experience. So, I'm extremely excited to go this route, and there will be some changes, quite a bit of changes coming in the near future, especially with the podcast and Andy's chomping at the bit. But I think it's going to be a good change. You guys are going to like it. I think it's going to be a definite positive step, not just in my recovery, in my personal life, but also in my professional life. So, and you guys are going to get a lot out of it too. There's a lot of exciting things coming up. So, there's a lot to be grateful for, and taking it one day at a time has been great. You know, the amazing people I've had around me to support me, that have helped me get to these moments. The work I've been able to put into because of some of the suffering that occurred in the past. Things work out. There's balance in the world. There's balance in everything. There's balance in the universe. I think I've already talked about balance before in a previous episode, but I think I was talking about health balance in that one. Good things come with these opportunities. Opportunities, even in the moment, if they're tough, there's a positive point to everything. It's hard to see that when we're feeling down. But like I said, attitude is one of the first ways you can start seeing these opportunities. But that's today's episode of Andy's Chomping at the Bit, brought to you by Big Andy Media. I do want to real quickly go over that we do have another Singing for a Cause performance. I did not do it last Sunday, so I said I am going to do it this Sunday. And my voice is a little raspy. I lost my voice last Sunday and Monday, so it's coming back. But the show will go on this time, and even if I'm limited, my keyboard does have a transpose option, so I can lower the songs into a key that I can perform in, and if need be, limit the songs that have a smaller range. But that'll be this coming Sunday, as well as the third Sunday. And so I'm trying to think of anything else. Those will also be from 11 to 1. And this month, charitable cause is helping others stay warm. So it's not a particular charity. It's charitable cause. And so I'm going to give you guys resources, things you can do if you're looking to help, things you can do if you're needing help. In fact, I'll throw out the one right now. If you need help, this is even before I put up a list or talk about anything. If you need help with resources, whether it be clothing or assistance with heating, or even other emergencies like your mental health, physical health, food, you can pick up your phone and dial 211. It's kind of like 911, just replace the 9 with a 2. You can call that number. It's a great resource 24/7. You can get the help you need, the resources you need to get on your feet, to get by. So I strongly encourage you call that number if you are looking for assistance. So that is your episode, or that is the episode for today. So have a great rest of your Friday, and I will see you again on Sunday for the Singing for a Cause performance. So take care.